It's Uncle Joe. We are in Lexington, Kentucky at the Horse Park Campground at Gobi here. Got in kind of late last night, got packed up. But we're making a beeline today for Kansas City. Gonna spend a night in Kansas City, then we're heading to Colorado. This is a road trip for me and Gobi. We've been putting this together for a while. My buddy Joe's back there. You've seen Joe on our snow camping video. So yeah, we're fixing to hit the road. Colorado, you can spend about 3 weeks there, so really looking forward to that. All right, got Joe behind us. We can see in the rearview mirror. That's an electronic one I put up because I ain't no seeing much behind me otherwise. Anyway, we got to make a stop at down in Lexington, and we're hitting the highway. Morning. Sun's coming up. We're in Lee Summit, Missouri, just outside Kansas City. We're at Giacomo Campground, another front country campground. Just to help with logistics, we're kind of springboarding from here into Denver, so another long day of driving today. Got the rigs behind me here. Got in here late last night. It's kind of the way it is. Long drive from Lexington, Kentucky. But yeah. Bounce our way into Denver, be there for a couple of days, and we'll use that to wrap up a little bit of business and springboard into the Rockies. It's been 3 or 4 days or so before we make our way into Utah, and then we'll see what happens from there. But we got a few stops to make today. Got to pick up a tool in Kansas City, Kansas, and hit the road here shortly. But everybody's still getting up, and get us some breakfast and some coffee. Morning. We are in Denver. Actually, we're in Parker, which is a suburb of Denver. See Joe, he's getting ready over there. He's getting his morning routine. I've been up and got a shower, which are pay showers. You actually have to swipe a card. If you ever wonder if you can take a shower in 5 minutes, you can. But yeah, we've got some things to do in Denver that are not necessarily adventure related. We're going to run into the office, visit some of our co-workers, people we've worked with for 20 some odd years, hang out with them and get a little bit of work done too. And yeah, then we're going to come spend another day here just getting ready and doing some planning. So that's kind of where we're at. We kind of really haven't kicked off the adventure part of this, but it's been an adventure getting here. Gobi's re-gear's doing okay. Doing good, really. As you start to come out of Kansas, you're really climbing the last third of Kansas, and with the load we're carrying, Gobi's fighting it pretty good. Carried it very, very well, really, but uses a lot of gas doing it. But RPMs were in good ranges where I want them to. Just can't be happier with how everything's going. Everything seems to be going good, so fingers crossed things will go well for the rest of the trip. But yeah, we got some planning. We want to come back here and do some planning, figure out where we're going in the backcountry, and start heading that way. Well, we're back from work today. Spent some time in the office, went to lunch with the gang, had a good time. Back here with Gobi, and we've got rain coming. It's been sprinkling, so got Gobi guided out here Got these centers guided out so that the rain can come down. Of course, one poor design on this particular awning is that this gets taut, and that's really what they should have had the guideline on, in my opinion. But one thing about 270 awnings is they're not really for rain mitigation, they're really for sun mitigation. So yeah, somebody needs to design a more perfect one. But getting sprinkled on a little bit, but I think we're going to get a bit of a break and this rain's going to shift over. So the big thing now is to get things organized, which most of that's done, and then we will you know, spend one more evening here. Got a little bit of electrical work to do in Joe's rig, and then we're going to sit down and think about where we want to go. So the adventure really begins in earnest when we leave this camp. Well, we're getting Goby, and Joe's getting the Gladiator loaded up. Behind me you might be able to see some snow on top of the mountains. Snowed a little bit in there, got a good bit of rain, so everything's kind of wet, starting to dry out now. So gonna get packed up out of Denver, got a couple of stops to make, and we're heading into the mountains where spend a few days, work our way west, and just have some fun. Can't wait. All right, we're getting camp set up. Joe's getting leveled out and set up. Pretty good view. Be waking up to that in the morning. Anyway, getting camp set up, and we're gonna get a fire going. This is just down the hill from the place I camped about 6 years ago, but this is the same road. So in fact, we can almost see it from here. That was taken, sadly, so had to go with number 2. By number 2, I mean a second choice. We're up this morning. Joe's been up since like 6. It's a little cold. Had a little bit of ice on the awning. We got a fire going here.
Got some snow on the mountaintop over there.
Yeah, some snow on the mountaintops there. I don't know if you can see through the trees, but right through the trees there. Didn't get none on these hills over here. Joe said he heard some elk bugling. I didn't hear them. I slept through it, sadly. Well, I didn't sleep, sadly, but it's sad that I slept through it. Anyway, we're getting some coffee going up here, and I'm gonna get motivated today, hang out at camp, and I don't know, who knows what'll go on. But beautiful morning. It's warming up quick, thank goodness. I think it obviously got below 32, or at least 232, so chilly. But we're about 9,000 feet up, so what are you gonna do? Gathering some firewood. We've got some dead trees out here just cutting down. Beautiful day out. All these young aspens. These haven't turned, but we saw some that had turned earlier on our drive in yesterday. Good views. Good views. Me and Joe just got through processing some wood, so we're just kind of chilling a bit. The sun's beating down pretty hard. I don't know what the temperature is, but it feels a lot hotter than it is.
57 is what it's showing.
57? Feels more like 87. Enjoying our views. Got the mountains across the way there. Checking our map. Getting routes ready.
That can't be right, 57.
Yeah.
That might be old.
I'd be shocked if it's 57, but you never know. We're a lot closer to the sun. So, what is it? Oh,
Like a 9mm.
Hmm.
Or 380. I can't tell by looking at it.
Are they? Shooting range not far from here, so.
Well, this is a pistol.
That's clearly a pistol.
I'll look at it with my glasses when I get back.
Yeah.
Unless you can tell.
And all kind of stuff. I don't know if I'd be able to tell you. Anyway, we got this little track going out of the back of the campsite. I'm gonna walk back here and see where it goes. Over in those woods, just between those trees, you can see somebody's got a couple of like bushcraft like shelters built. We were thinking maybe that was for hunting. Hides from the deer and elk as they come through this area. We're gonna see if this opens up maybe into a meadow, maybe some views. Heard some elk bugling, Joe did, early this morning. He said some of them were back in here. Get a little bit of views out here to the south. Beautiful peak there. We're hoping we're going to open up into a view of the one to our right. This is a little bit further around. This is looking east. So this is a mountain we can see from our camp, but getting a much better view of it from back here. Well, we didn't get the views we wanted. We got some. Joe's walking around looking down for sign of elk and deer scat. We've been seeing that. But put this on earlier for my neck. Still getting some sun coming in under the rim of this hat. So anyway, we're working our way back over to our little dirt road. Should be back over in here, double track. Yeah, let's go this way. Looking out to the east, we got camp right ahead of us. Two great tastes that taste great together. Well, we're packing up. We've got to start heading west, but we also got a little problem. One thing, my Whip Pro heater down there doesn't work at altitude, which I had suspected, but it cranked up and worked for a long time, so we thought it was going to be okay. It got real sooty, clogged up, so not going to be using that, at least not in high altitude. So the other problem we got is Gobi's got a bad battery apparently. So we're off to try to find an interstate dealer. Been calling around the state trying to find this particular battery because they'll replace it for free. So always an adventure I guess it's a good thing we were where we were and have a little bit of cell coverage. Of course, I've got Starlink Mini, so that would have helped out either way. But anyway, we got to get loaded up, find a battery. Airing up. And we got to head down to Salida, pick up a battery for Gobi. It's been an adventure already. Guess that's what it's about, right? Heading out of Salida. I want to thank Brad at Brad's Auto Repair for covering my battery on warranty. We're heading out towards Gunnison. We're going to try to find somewhere either before or after Gunnison to camp tonight. This was an unexpected detour, so trying to be flexible and have to make changes on the fly. Hey, it's Uncle Joe. We're here at A Lodge. It used to be a KOA. We're outside of Salida, setting up just for the night. This is just a quick overnight as we start working our way west. Salida was a bit of a detour because of the battery situation, and Brad's was able to take care of that for us, and we thank them very much. But yeah, this is a chance to get a little bit of front country so we can take advantage of getting a shower. Even though we do have showers, we didn't set them up over the last 2 nights. A lot of things were going on, you know, what with the car trouble and heater trouble and things like that. So these are the things that happens when you're on a road trip, and we're just taking them, you know, one step at a time and trying to solve them one at a time. But anyway, we're gonna settle down. We got a couple of hours before dark, so we're gonna try to goose for a little bit, get a shower, and make us some dinner, start planning where we're going next, and work our way over to Ouray, probably $1 Million Highway, all of that, and get Joe on the Imogene, maybe Black Bear Pass. We'll see when we get out there.